Kerala has been rich in traditional crafts. Villages were the workplaces. Bare hands and simple tools shaped things of daily use. Their creations were of high utility value. The demands of the modern times, however, present a serious challenge to the craft of the traditional artisans. While most have lost their ground, some have risen to meet the challenge squarely. They have adapted their craft, relaunched products based on traditional ethos, and generated a demand for these objects of exquisite craftsmanship. One such enterprising artisans group in Erur, near Ernakulam, has more than succeeded in preserving the terracotta craft in Kerala. The wheel was perhaps man's first scientific invention, and its rotation determined the pace of many civilizations. The potter's wheel and the terracotta were the symbols of the development of mankind since ancient times. Terracotta artifacts are known to have been in widespread use since 3000 BC, as is evident from the finds at Harappa and Mohenjo-daro. Terracotta utensils were part of daily life in the subsequent civilizations everywhere. The dependence on earthenware was prevalent till a couple of decades ago, when metal began to be used for making a variety of containers and vessels. The replacement of terracotta pots by metal kitchenware pushed the pottery craft to the verge of extinction. There was only little demand, that too during temple festivals where offerings were given in clay pots. The challenge before the traditional artisans was to adapt their craft to the changing times. A few artisans have braved the metal onslaught and reoriented their craft to make objects of art. V.K. Jain of Erur in the Ernakulam district of Kerala is one such artisan. His terracotta creations adorn houses, hotels, and restaurants. Terracotta means baked earth or any kind of fired clay. In general term, terracotta is any kind of object made from fairly coarse, porous clay, which when fired assumes a color ranging from ochre to red. The craft of terracotta has evolved everywhere with distinctive features. Erur craftsmen use three methods in making terracotta figures: the mold method, the wheel method, and the coiling method. Clay, which is primarily aluminium silicate, is collected from ponds and lakes. This is then mixed with water and is repeatedly treaded. This makes the clay soft enough to draw out the desired shapes. If required, the clay is spugged in machines to make it soft and pliable. In the mold method, the required figures are cast using plaster of Paris mold. Clay is filled into the cavities of the mold. Care is taken to ensure that the clay fills all crevices. The cast is carefully removed. It is a replica of the mold. It is touched to make the details prominent. The mold method is followed when small terracotta figures are to be produced in bulk. The second method is the wheel method, which is also known as a throwing method. Here, the traditional potter's wheel is driven by a motor. This reduces the drudgery of rotating the wheel manually. On the rotating wheel, objects such as jars and other decorative pots are shaped. Jayan, a traditional artisan, was trained at terracotta craft at the National Potters Training Institute at Belgaum. He has mastered the craft of making a variety of enchanting terracotta. Here, he is making a huge terracotta jar. Keeping in mind the designs, he first makes the base portion and measures the diameter. Then he shapes the middle body so that it fits on the base. And finally, the neck of the jar is drawn out. Once all the pieces are ready, they are carefully joined together, or any mistake would spoil the day's work. The traditional method of beating with wood is followed to secure the joints. Beating also removes air bubbles from the joints. Now the neck is fitted. The terracotta jar is not yet ready. There is more to be done. It is now the turn of Vishalam, a traditional potter woman. Her deft hands slowly give shape to the fine carvings, delicate details, and the desired smoothness to the vessels. She uses only crude instruments like small knives to draw out the carvings. Some fine floral designs are added. The jar is ready to be baked. The coiling method is the third method followed in the making of terracotta objects. In this method, complicated figures are modeled using clay rolled in coils. The coiling method gives more strength and hardness to the pieces when compared to the other methods of clay modeling. Here, Jayan is shaping a lion. It doesn't take long for him to mold a rough form of a lion. The intricate details of the figure are added before taking it up for coloring. Crushed red stone mixed in water is used in giving terracotta their characteristic color. Once the coloring and subsequent polishing is complete, the pieces are ready for baking. For baking, the molded figures are laid in the kiln. The figures are packed without any gaps in between. The packed figures are covered with straw. The straw is overlaid with mud so as to seal the kiln. The seal kiln is charged. The fire is kept burning for 2 days. The ideal temperature for making fine terracotta is 900 degrees Celsius. Incessant fire and smoking is followed by a day of soaking. The kiln is opened after 3 days. The finished terracotta figures have now acquired their characteristic color that makes them stand apart.
In the beginning, I used to canvass orders by visiting houses and showing them photographs of the terracotta models. Now the situation has improved. Architects and interior decorators provide us with a steady market. Shops selling terracotta have also sprung up in several places. The designs too have changed. Initially, I made only flower vases and pots. But now, the demand is for ornamental terracotta for gardens. The demand for mural sculptures has also increased.
From the attractive jars and vessels to the mural figures, the terracotta adds an ethnic charm, no matter where they are placed. No wonder then, these have found their way into hotels, enhancing the luxurious ambience. This restaurant's interior is embellished with terracotta figures and murals drawn from the Harappan civilization. Not only the decor, even the food here is served in clay bowls and plates. A novel experiment indeed, thanks to the initiative of enterprising artisans. Jayan, over the years, has grown into a master artisan, venturing into newer experiments in the terracotta medium. He, along with another artist, George, is carving a series of figures based on the Theyyam folk art form of Kerala. The existence of the terracotta art form owes much to the dedication of artisans like Jayan and George. Such enterprises augur well for the future of traditional terracotta craft. The craft is in safe hands.